I bet you must have gone to malls and shopping centers hundreds of times. And do you go crazy looking at different shops? Are you confused what to buy? If you are a girl, your answer will definitely be yes. So, taking our shopping experiences and fun ahead with us, we are going to carry out the LBO modeling of American Eagle Outfitters. Now, in this specific video, we are going to take a look at the industry in which American Eagle Outfitters is operating, that is the US apparel and clothing industry. In the next set of video, we are going to come to American Eagle Outfitters as a company. So, let's start the world of retail sector. Now, let me tell you that the retail sector is not just made up by few large players, that is big brands, but it also consists of smaller shops and boutiques, okay, which forms a part of the retail apparel sector. Now, a quick fact is that though this sector was hit by recession, it has been seen that since the last few years it has seen almost 13% expansion. So this sector has been performing well since the past few years. The leading segment of this sector is women's wear, which almost takes up 51%, okay, and America represents almost 36% share of this market. We are going to come to the industry overview, but before that, let me just tell you that apparel retailer activities are not just limited to sales, but they also involve marketing, merchandising, inventory and customer service. Okay, so let's start with the major trends. First is the competitive landscape. Now, the reason behind this is that there are various large and small players in this industry, and personal income and fashion trends drive the demand for clothing. So, large companies can offer wide selection of clothing and they have advantage in purchasing, distribution and marketing. But if you take into account the smaller stores, they are keeping up with the competition by competing with help of following points. They are offering unique merchandise, they are targeting specific demographic group, and they are providing superior customer service. So these are the three major things because of which they are able to stand in the market. Now, if you take into consideration the US industry, there are 50 large companies which almost account to 65% of the revenue of the industry. Coming to the next point, that is product offerings of this industry. Now, the clothing retail industry, it basically includes women's clothing, which accounts for 50% of the revenue. 20% of the revenue is contributed by men's clothing and remaining 10% by children's clothing. Accessory stores, they specialize in hats, caps, costume, jewelry, gloves, handbags, ties and belts. So these are the major products offering of the industry. Next point is that the major players. I'm just going to give you few names of the players. First major player is TJX companies. Next comes the Gap and then L Brands. Now these are the major players of the industry apart from American Eagle Outfitters. We are going to see what has been the market share or the market value of these players in the next set of videos. So coming to the market outlook. Now the outlook says that innovation and change is the key. So let's find out the reason. The global clothing store industry is constantly changing. Okay, with new fashion trends, the industry is constantly changing. Also, the demand from the customer is changing with the fashion trends. The younger demographics, they continue to buy. They are trying to keep up with the fashion trends. Okay, so innovation and change has been the key and will remain the key. Also, the apparel retailers, they aim to drive innovation to stay connected and provide relevant products to their customers. Next, adaptation and brand differentiation. Now, brand differentiation remains key with consumers remaining loyal to specific names. Also, at the same time, the companies are taking advantage of increasing trends toward online shopping. They are trying to attract the customers through online shopping. They are ready to adapt their product lines to fit with changing trends and niche market. So market outlook says that innovation, change, adaptation and brand differentiation are the keys. Let's move forward and see what are the trends. But before going to that, let me tell you one more important fact, that is there are around 1 lakh retailers in the US clothing store market. So 1 lakh retailers, you can imagine how much the competition will be in the retail market of US. 1 lakh is not a small number. It consists of all the big and small players of the industry. So now we come to the trends. Okay, trends which are currently seen in the industry. We are going to concentrate on those trends. The first trend, online shopping, a major trend in the industry, I must say. Now, the online shopping, because people are wanting to shop from their home. They are not ready to, because of the time constraint, they do not get time to go to the shops. Hence, online shopping has been the major trend in the industry. The next major trend is technology. Now, the emerging technologies such as the mobile applications are changing the way retailers are doing the business now. Because the major retailers are coming up with their own sites, their own apps, and hence the technology plays a very important role. Next is social media. Another trend is the use of customer data to figure out what the customer wants. So from where will they get the data? The answer is social media. Okay, so this is the way the retailers are getting data of how and what are the needs of the customers and how they are changing, and based on that they are coming up with their product line. So social media is one of the major trend. So online shopping, technology, social media, the current trends which are going on in the industry. You go anywhere, challenges are going to follow you. So let's see what are the challenges in the retail apparel sector. Okay, the first challenge is staying on top. If you see, there are various large players, so basically competition level is quite high. Hence staying on top is the major challenge, and it is quite difficult also to stay on top. Second challenge is internet jamming. With more and more sites and apps coming up, it's jamming the internet. People are shopping online, hence it becomes a major threat or the challenge for the physical stores. So internet jamming is another major challenge. Costly locations, because if you want to set up a store or you want to set up a new store, you want to expand, the cost of locating a new store is quite high. So costly location is one of the major challenges for big players also. And because of online shopping, companies are now preferring to bring their products online. So basically locating to a new site or expanding their shops is a new challenge, is a major challenge in the industry. We are going to take a quick look at the highlights of this sector now. So US apparel is caught in pricing tug of war. Now intense competition and bargaining shoppers, they have basically pulled down the prices, and that is why the apparel market retailers are continuing to struggle to find a middle ground. Men's clothing and plus size market, this is becoming an important trend now, because if you see, women's clothing has been contributing more and more to this sector, but now men's clothing is also catching up. The changing apparel landscape ushers in more partnership. Because the cost of setting up new shops is high, also there is a growth in e-commerce, there is invasion from UK based firms. This has made the landscape quite competitive. That is why the retailers are getting into partnership and doing the business. This is a major trend which is seen now. Apparel marketers continue to fine-tune their internet retail strategies. Because now online shopping has been the major trend, internet strategies is going to play a major role. Okay, so that is why retailers are going to fine-tune their internet strategies. Sportswear is expected to see the highest value growth in apparel. Now sportswear is predicted to show the highest constant value growth because the continued momentum of health and wellness trends in US. So because of this, the sportswear is going to increase in the coming years. So this is about the industry. In the next video, we are going to learn more about American Eagle Outfitters.